From UFOs to psychic powers and government conspiracies, history is riddled with unexplained events. You can turn back now, or learn the stuff they don't want you to know.
Hello, welcome back to the show. My name is Matt. Noel is on adventures today.
Yes, they call me Ben, but most importantly, you are you. You are here. That makes this stuff they don't want you to know. We just got the green light from our super producer, Paul Mission Control Decant.
It is bright today too, Paul. Jeez.
It is. It must be one of those new LED bulbs.
I think that's what it is.
But you know, I seem to recall that one of us anticipated this, Matt. Maybe even predicted it.
Oh.
Yes.
Was it you?
It might have been, but you and I have made many predictions on the show, right? And earlier you predicted that today's episode would be a success.
Yes.
And I have
not vague at all.
Not vague at all. Now I have a strange inkling that someone who is listening to the show today is either near or not near a body of water.
Whoa.
They're either their name has the letter E in it, or they know someone who does.
Oh my gosh.
I know, spooky, right?
Oh wait, I'm sensing something. All right, there's a dog barking. I can hear the. Yep,
somewhere.
It sounds like a small breed.
Mm-hmm.
Just be careful if you can hear that dog.
I'm seeing a plane or some sort of a sky.
Yeah? Like a pressurized air. Yeah, I can feel the pressure, the air pressure.
I think it either was a Tuesday or will be in the future or may even be right now. So wow, we are starting this off on a little bit of let's say a little bit of a glib note.
You just cast a net, you know?
Mm-hmm. And today, folks, we are tackling something many of you have asked us about via email, YouTube comments back in the day, and of course through social media, and that is the nature of a psychic detective. Ultimately, the question is, have psychics actually solved crimes?
And we've come across several of these types of psychics, right?
Yeah.
That have looked into crimes, psychics that have been involved with the law in some way or another, been in court, in fact. But we've never delved deeply into the United States history of psychics, well, and outside of the United States as well.
And so, to be absolutely clear, this is a true crime episode.
Oh, yes. And that's really hot right now. So we just gotta roll with it.
Yes. Old friend again, mastermind of Atlanta Monster.
Oh, yes. Everything. I did everything on that show.
Yes, yeah.
It's not true. That's not true at all, but thanks.
You should see Matt. Matt, you are so humble and modest. Matt was shaking his head in a "what are you doing to me, Ben" sort of fashion.
Yes. So let's talk about these old United States, the red, white, and blue. We got a bit of a problem when it comes to people doing things that are against the law.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The U.S. inarguably has a problem with crime. And on an even more disturbing level, not only do we have a problem with crime, but we have a tremendous problem with solving crime. Only about half of the violent crimes that take place in the U.S. and only about a third of property crimes that occur in the U.S. each year are even reported to police. So that's not a ding on law enforcement. They can't do anything if they don't know what's happening.
Yeah, that is an intense statistic. Just knowing that there's that much crime occurring in this huge country that the police don't even know about.
Right. And,
wow.
Yeah, and there can be any number of reasons that people would not report a crime. Maybe they don't want to be implicated, or they have some sort of sketchiness in their past, right?
Well, yeah, or if you take it to recent issues, perhaps they might have a problem with immigration if they were
That's
to
a good
report
point.
a crime. And that's a very intense issue. If you know something bad has happened to you, but if you do report it, you're probably gone from this country.
Right. And there are many reasons that are similar to this and often very tragic. For instance, in cases of domestic violence or something where someone in your family or even a loved one or a spouse or a significant other has done something violent to you or someone you know, but you don't want them to go to jail. These are only some of the causes for a lack of reporting crime. But let's look at the crimes that are reported. Most of the crimes that are reported in the U.S. do not result in the arrest, charging, and prosecution of a suspect, and that's according to government stats, right?
According to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, in 2015, now that's just the most recent year that we had statistics for, in 2015, 47% of the violent crimes and 35% of the property crimes tracked by that group were reported to police. So that is well less than half, especially violent crimes, 35%.
Right. This is simply the reality of the situation. It does not matter if you are an ardent supporter of law enforcement in the U.S. or in your home country, whatever your neck of the global woods may be. And it does not matter if you are a committed anarchist who believes that we should just burn this house of cards down. As experts work around the clock, at least in theory, to solve these various crimes and these unexplained disappearances, they use every possible resource legally available to close the case. Or in examples that we've seen in fiction, such as The Wire, sometimes illegal methods.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because there are a lot of problems that they run into when you're dealing with a disappearance. There may be neighbors that did actually see something that you could have a viable witness that don't want to speak to the police for other various reasons, right? I mean, we can go into all those, but let's just spend a moment on the disappearances themselves. There are as many as 100,000 active missing persons cases in the United States at any given time.
Yes.
100,000.
At any given moment. It does not matter if you are listening to this podcast in 2019, 2043, any given moment since we started counting. Of the 692,944 people reported missing in 2010, for instance, 531,928 were under the age of 18. These are kids, too.
Oh, my God, that is an awful statistic.
And we have more information regarding this statistic. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. According to the National Crime Information Center, that's the NCIC, 355,243 women were reported missing in 2010 compared to 337,660 men. So not that much of a difference, but more women going missing here in 2010.
And either way, even if we put gender divisions or how people identify aside, we're still looking at hundreds of thousands of people. And when we talk about missing persons, we need to immediately bust some myths, some missing person myths. That was oddly hard to say, Matt. First things first, you do not have to wait 24 hours to report a missing person. That is one of the most dangerous misconceptions.
Yeah.
And second, if you are an adult, can choose to go missing. You can report somebody who doesn't want to be found, but it's within their legal right, in most cases, in general, to ghost if they wish.
Wow.
Unless, doing that also violates a law, such as jumping bail.
Oh, sure. And not to mention maybe the bill collectors.
Right.
Because you're probably paying somebody something on a monthly basis.
Sure, statistically, that's true. And again, this is just the U.S., so let us know how laws work in your country. It may affect your experience with this topic we're exploring today. In the United States, however, many of the people who are reported missing are found within a few days. Unfortunately, many other people will either not be found alive or, in some cases, not be found at all.
And there really is a ticking clock situation here. When someone goes missing, every passing moment lessens that likelihood of their safe recovery. You've heard that 48 hours, that 2 days that we just mentioned before, is the most crucial time to find a missing person.